It's a 35mm Showdown Quickie, monster from a prehistoric planet. Like a lot of Godzilla and Godzilla ripoffs, Monster from a Prehistoric Planet is the most fun in the first half, before the redundant building smashing and the shrieking missiles. It's there that we find blackface, ridiculous characterization, and backstory that can only be formulated in the minds of xenophobic maniacs. In keeping with the unusual Japanese tradition of the time, I've decided to sport my own ridiculous headgear. Let's watch, won't you? Monster, as I'll be calling it, is initially a blatant King Kong ripoff. A group of scientists and businessmen travel to a remote island via steamer ship for the purposes of entertainment. In this case, they're sent by a greedy publisher, our Asian Carl Denham, intent on moving into the amusement park business. They want to discover exotic creatures to stock Playmate Land. Yes, you heard me right. Playmate Land, funded by Playmate Magazine. Who in their right mind dubbed this picture? I mean, what total asshole painted those letters on that door? This is supposed to be a child's amusement park / zoo. I mean, Jesus. The award for most disturbing plot since boxing Helena goes to... So the ship, complete with its own dorky Asian Andero, arrives at Skull Island, but not before a crewmate who I believe is tragically portrayed by this retarded man spots something unusual in the water. In the greatest subversion in film history, the Japanese are welcomed with cheers of joy by the natives. The village elder all but hands out free back rub cards to these people, and the village begins a tedious liturgical dance scene. Now this brings up a gripe I have with the village scene. A lot of movies portray the village elder with his wise but ominous warnings, and that's fine, it's a Hollywood staple. But in reality, most villages are led by younger men, the warrior caste. The village elder is often referred to when a more philosophical approach is required and revered for his storytelling and insight. But more often than not, delegation and certainly encounters with strangers, possibly dangerous strangers, are handled by the young guys, the hunters and the fighters. So maybe that's why our heroes proceed, undeterred, to greedily stomp right on top of the natives' religion, venturing into the jungle to find a holy statue of the local god. Yay, Japanese people!
You can speak, huh?
And don't you just love these get-ups? Matching short shorts and pith helmets? I don't think the production team realized that identical outfits with matching armbands generally come in two formats: ominous and ridiculous.
I'm getting confused.
Eventually, the jungle becomes a desert where a damp, swampy cave is found.
You been having bad dreams again?
Right. So, after our heroes discover an egg hatching, they snatch up the offspring and quickly book from the island, bringing along terrifying black-faced Japanese demon baby as well. On their way, they radio ahead to let the agency know they've found something incredible. This sets up the schism between the scientists, who wish to study it, and the agency reps, who wish to rush it back to strip Disney. In one of the most inexplicable scenes I've ever witnessed, one of Denham-san's lackeys proposes the idea that the team has not found a living dinosaur as they assume, but rather a large lizard, horribly disfigured by the volcanic eruption that preceded its hatching. That leads Denham-san to have this spectacularly dubbed outburst.
Those idiots are just trying to make a fool out of me! Stupid bird lizard!
I really should mention that whoever dubbed this guy is a comedy genius, because almost every line he says is fucking hilarious.
You're right.
Can you imagine being a voice actor with even a modicum of pride in your work and coming in one day to find a script with the line "Grr, burnt lizard" on it? So our heroes return to Japan, where the scientists and publishers continue to bicker, and Darrow breaks this guy's heart by siding with the eggheads, and Denham-san is not pleased.
Don't be stupid.
The rest of the movie is pretty predictable. Bad guys torment monster babies, actors argue, our incorrigible blackface child begs for peace and harmony, while Mommy and Daddy Gappa appear out of fucking nowhere and proceed to wreck Tokyo like it's going out of style, which in 1967 it most certainly was not. The film wouldn't be complete without a startlingly realistic underwater scene. Holy shit. Despite it all, Denim-san, of course, wants to keep the baby Gappa, but is finally turned around by the machinations of his darling daughter, who, because this film is as progressive as a Nazi youth meeting, never shows the slightest bit of kinship with Jim Henson's Tito Jackson baby. I might mention that by the film's climax he is thoroughly westernized, sporting the short shorts and polo shirt that only a monster movie has the sheer balls to pull off. Yay, Japanese people! The greatest minds in Japan formulate a brilliant plan, and Baby Gappa is scooped up by a couple of helicopters and gingerly dumped on a tarmac like so much cat poop. Once the monsters leave, everyone has a chance to reflect on the incredible ignorance of their decisions.
No. I guess we were just being too selfish.
Yay, Japanese moral.
Hey, you can't let her go just like that.
And we're finally free from heartache. Nikatsu, the production company, only ever made one Gappa movie, so unfortunately we don't have any sequels. In fact, they never made another monster movie again. Not surprisingly, after the release of Monster from a Prehistoric Planet, they nearly went out of business. Now, I've never really been a big Godzilla or Gamera type movie fan, so I wasn't able to enjoy or hate this movie as much as I possibly could. But I have learned a few things from my rare Godzilla experiences. And one of them is this: it's not a real Japanese monster movie unless a big pagoda gets flattened. Ha ha! Yay, Japanese people indeed. Well, that does it for me. As always, I'm Brian, and this was a 35mm Showdown Quickie.
Oh, very good.
Wonderful.
It's terrific.
Holy shit! Oh, God! So itchy!